Hey guys, Sly Sonic 7 back again, and I want to apologize for the 3-week delay in videos now. Things with work have been a little bit crazy. I haven't been around during weekends, but we're all back, and my friend actually isn't here today, so we're not going to be doing more South Park for now. But we're going to go back to our original story and try to get close to the end of that, which is Sonic the Hedgehog. Technically now, Silver the Hedgehog. So just to remind you guys, we beat the Sonic story, and we have beaten the Shadow story, and gotten S ranks on everything we can, and all the items. So now we have one last story left, which is Silver.
This world was devastated before I was born.
Silver's story is a little bit more interesting in the idea that it was one they completely made up for this game, and
people live without hope.
Some people weren't a fan of it. I get the point, but I think it's very interesting.
To the flames.
How they tried to make this idea of like a future apocalyptic world, and just a person who grew up only knowing like pain and loneliness and things like that.
Burn away at my world, destroying everything in their path. They come from an eternal life form that we cannot truly defeat. The flames of disaster.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like comparatively to like Shadow or Sonic, it's much more morbid.
What's wrong?
He's up here.
Which is, I don't know, like it's interesting to see them take a turn for like the more mature feel of it, as opposed to just the happy-go-lucky feel that Sonic always has. I hate it though. Silver can like do that warp speed boost there. We can never do that. So I gotta say, I haven't played Silver's story in what probably feels like close to a year now. So I am as blind as I'm ever going to be in this Let's Play. It's probably me right now, where I really just have no idea what's going on. So, time will tell, I guess, but yeah. If I, again, just like all the other ones, if I don't get an S rank immediately or something, I'll obviously, just edit back and get to the point where I can have it, but I just want to give the fair heads up that comparatively to Shadow or Sonic, this run-through may not look nearly as polished, just because, again, as I was saying, it frankly has just been a while. So, I remember a good amount of it, but I also kind of, there could be a point where I just frankly forget what I'm supposed to do. So, and I'll just, I can live with that. So one good thing with Silver is that if you see in the bottom right, you have a gauge. And the gauge is basically trying to tell you, like, here's how much, telekinetic energy. And the gauge will regenerate whenever you're not using it. So, it seems pretty self-explanatory. So the biggest place where you end up using your gauge, though, is your levitating ability. So, to this Gar, I don't actually have to levitate there, I can just jump. Here. Yeah, so I'm levitating, you see that the gauge is going down there. So that's when I'm just holding the A button. So let's just say that I decide to try to go through without holding the A button. Sorry, not that. Give me 1 second. Okay. What I mean though is, let's just say that I decide to tap the A button. That's what you're going to do right here. You can actually get a lot farther without using up nearly as much gauge, which is super useful at certain points in this game. To just kind of like almost spam it a little bit further than the game ever intended to let you really get to. And I'm nowhere near these levels, but I've watched a lot of like speed runs. I was trying to say speed players, and like that's not the word. I've watched a lot of speed runs use this tactic where Silver, how they can pretty much just utilize his boost and get crazy distances and skip a lot of battles. I'm not really one for trying to like overuse these things to like minimize gameplay, just because to me it's like they created a game on purpose. But I do find it interesting that just like a lot of the other parts of this game, it feels like one of those points they just never really cared to check beforehand. Because I feel like if you play this character for even like a minute or two, you have to realize that like that's something you could potentially do. But oh well. So time-wise, I don't think I'm doing great here, but Silver's story, though, it's not really... Like, the time bonus, you'll see, will be surprisingly high on this level. Oh my god. Get my rings. The biggest part is going to be holding on to rings and not dying. So, I've done one of those two things so far. Okay. So, and again, also, a little bit differently from the Shadow story, getting an S rank will not be nearly as score dependent. So what I mean by that is that the 5220 I have in the top left will be a much smaller part. Oh god, yeah, there should be something. Okay, will be a much smaller part of me getting an S rank than it would have been with, say, Shadow. And Sonic, it was kind of similar, where it was very much more like speed and ring based. But I think people just kind of naturally expect that from Sonic. Okay. So, I kind of want to take a step back from the game for a second and just, you know, I said it already, but I just want to also say it's just like, I will never try to have a 3-week delay in videos, and if I ever do, hopefully it's for a better reason than work. But it was just a period where I was home for all of one day at one weekend because I was working, and then kind of had to go from Boston, where I lived, to New York for a tournament, which, you know, I was playing in like a company-wide basketball tournament, and it was a lot of fun. My team, the Boston office, did really well. Actually, we got 3rd place, which was great. And I was really happy about it, but at the exact same point, it's just, you know, it takes up time, and it's also exhausting that, you know, after a week of travel, Monday through Thursday, it's like what you're doing is essentially just doing more travel. And I get it, you know, it's for personal, which makes it better for sure, but it's just like, it still makes it hard. And I think it was just like the balance of when I finally actually could get home, that, you know, what I wanted to do was not necessarily just record. I kind of just wanted to like play for pleasure. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy playing games like this, but it's just that I think there's something to be said for just kind of like, you know, mindlessly playing and not really giving much thought to it. Okay, stop spinning, Blaze. This is ridiculous. Stop spinning!
We need to go across the buildings.
But yeah, so I finally had some good time, especially now with like the Memorial Day weekend. So I thought, you know, it was as good a time as ever to just kind of come back to this. And I mean, honestly, it's like this Let's Playing thing has been a ton of fun. So I'm happy I get some time to come back to it every now and then. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the content too. Okay. So we're at the point in the level where, frankly, I completely forget what we're supposed to be doing, so I'm just kind of doing the normal walking around. So, I do think, though, I hate how long this would take, how long these levels are for Silver, but I do think we're actually getting close to the end of the level, which is awesome. I would probably say we have another, maybe like 2 minutes left to the level, like 2.5. Now, a big thing that you can remember on these levels, and I think it's actually really helpful to understand, is that you don't have to take down all these enemies. Whenever you see the big golems, you definitely want to, just because of the amount of points they provide. Damn. But all like the little firebirds, things like that, definitely not required, which is awesome.
Things flying out of the tornado!
Okay, come on. No. Please. Okay, there we go. And now these guys annoy me, so screw you. Okay.
How can I get him?
So now, here's the part that I actually remember as always... Oh god, don't die. I always remember as being like really, really shitty. Here's a little part where you can actually kind of jump this and skip having to do the animation. You're going to be running up here, and it seems like everything's going fine.
Let's do this quickly!
Okay, let's not get hit by the pipe. Now there's me a car that's about to fire at me. Get out! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. No! Come on! I was trying so hard to avoid that. Ugh. I feel like I'm gonna lose that strength because of that. Oh well, if that's the case, you know, I'll just cut back and all, but... It sucks because that was just the one part that I knew was gonna be coming. Alright, I'm just saying screw it to these guys, I'm going straight to the goal room. Okay, so we finish in roughly 8.5 minutes, score of 12,000. And we got the S rank! Yes, okay, I double checked my math after I said that. Awesome! Okay, so for the first try I had one of these, it was great. I'm going to keep this one nice and short, just because, you know, long time since I've been back, keep it short, make it quick for you guys. But when we come back, we're going to have our first boss battle, and we'll keep going the Silver story. So, see you in the next